So let's talk about the Memorial Cup. For those of you who don't know, it is starting tomorrow in Windsor. It's going to be a great 10-day celebration, especially those fans of junior hockey who do love this kind of time every single year. It's going on between the OHL champion Erie Otters, the QMJHL champion St. John Sea Dogs, the WHL champion Seattle Thunderbirds, and the host Windsor Spitfires. Now, if you look at that kind of list, one of those teams don't belong, and I'm looking at you, the Windsor Spitfires. You only got to the first round and lost in Game 7 to the London Knights. You got eliminated. That should be it. Your season's over. But, of course, you're still in it, having a chance to win junior hockey's greatest prize, even though you got eliminated in the first round. But hey, Windsor, don't worry, because you would not be the only team that did not win their league championship and still won the Memorial Cup. In fact, 6 teams have done it since 1983. 2 from each league, believe it or not. In the QMJHL, you have the 2012 Shawinigan's Cataract and the 2006 Quebec Ramparts. In the WHL, you have the 2007 Vancouver Giants and the 1983 Portland Winterhawks. And in the OHL, you have the 1993 Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds and the 1999 Ottawa 67s. Now, looking at that list, 4 of them, in fact, actually made their league championship finals. They just couldn't win. And the only 2 that have won without going to the final was, in fact, the Shawinigan Cataract in 2012 and the 1999 Ottawa 67s because, well, they had a stadium and they just, was willing to bid it. And I don't really think that's a fair kind of way of doing it just because of the fact that those teams, Ottawa and Shawinigan, didn't really earn it that year to win the Memorial Cup. They just simply had a nice stadium and nice accommodations and that kind of stuff. Now, this is where my Salty Berry Colt fan comes out and says, well, I'd love to see one at the Barry Molson Center, but unfortunately our stadium is not too big enough. But God love the BMC because, well, it's pretty great. If you haven't gone, go to a Colts game. It's great. It's good for your soul. Anyways, but that kind of said, having a host kind of win the bid and get an automatic spot to the Memorial Cup, I'm not really a big fan of it. I think realistically just kind of the fact that you kind of earn your way to it. The conference champion would have been kind of a great choice. Mississauga earns it more than Windsor, I would probably argue, which is weird because, that's a team rival, so, arguing for the other side is kind of odd. Or what could work is you put it in a big NHL market, or a big hockey market with a big stadium that's open and has, you could lower ticket prices and get more people kind of going in, which could probably be better for the other leagues. Cities like Toronto, Seattle, Halifax, Quebec City, Ottawa, Montreal, Winnipeg, you get the idea. Someone like that would probably love to have the Memorial Cup. The only drawback to that would be, of course, if by odd shot they got to the conference finals because, well, they kind of need the stadium to play. Other than that, you could have a backup plan, but realistically, not the best idea. Another kind of thing we've kind of seen is this idea of repeat hosting, and for those of you who are familiar with kind of how the Memorial Cup cities get selected, basically they rotate the 3 leagues every 3 years, and you have to put in a nice kind of bid. They've had a bunch of repeat hosts recently. It was kind of odd. You had London in 2005 and 2014. You had Regina in 2001 and 2018 next year, and you have Kamloops that was 1995 and 2004. So how potentially could we stop this whole repeat hosting thing? Simply just cut it off. Give them maybe 20 years to maybe host it again or something like that. But realistically, second place, the champion, the conference champion in the OHL and WHL, or the finalists in the QMJHL, has the right to play there probably more than, say, a team with a nice stadium, nice accommodations, and, well, not probably the best roster. I don't know, that's personally my opinion. What do you think? Memorial Cup is coming up soon, and hopefully you get the chance to enjoy it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you stay tuned.